Sweet.
All right, guys. So today we're doing the live trading, and we got FOMC that just came out right now. Let's see what they're talking about. With FOMC, so I sent a couple examples this week to just show you guys how like you can see a good setup, but because of news and outstanding factors in the market, you're gonna approach it differently, just for the simple fact that there's high impact news that will affect the probability of your trade. And that was something we saw with like GBP USD, a couple setups on Euro USD. I sent one in on that I was looking at for Euro USD that I just didn't take just because of FOMC. And it's actually playing out perfectly right now. But usually you want to wait till about 30 minutes after the FOMC comes out before you even jump on to jump into any trades.
What up, family?
Wagwan.
Yes, dog. Door just got kicked down. Oh,
Oh, Mike. Hey,
man.
Mike, I accidentally made you the host. Can you make me the host again?
Oh, sure.
My
Appreciate you, though.
I got
Yo, where do I go? How do I do it? I'll come on and come back in.
no, it's gonna
Without,
end the meeting. It'll end the meeting.
okay, so how you
Go to
want me to do it?
participants
Yeah.
and then click my name. It'll say more, and then it should say make host.
Cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No sweat, dog.
All right, you did the right one. Cause I got my game in my PC that I got for trading, and it doesn't have a mic. Darn PCs, man. All right, so they didn't hike it, just like we expected. Nothing happened as far as any increases in the rates or decrease or nothing. This was the setup I threw in to the WhatsApp with this order block, and this is textbook. So what I want to see now, really simply, since I didn't go in because this was the 1 o'clock candle and here's the 2 o'clock candle. FOMC, anything could happen, right? So this is one of those examples of this was a good setup, except FOMC, anything could happen. You don't want to be in the market until after, right? So you just wait. If in normal market conditions, we're already in on this order block. Right? So that's pretty much the game plan for EU, GU. Essentially the same setup. Quite literally the same setup. And I might even, yeah, that's perfect. Perfect setup right here. We'll be looking for ideally some type of retracement. If it does retrace, if it doesn't, we live to see another day. This goes into the journal as a good trade idea. And I think this thing is gone. Yeah, I'm not touching NAS just because it doesn't meet my rules. I don't have a sweep. I have a sweep of London, but this already played out. There's nothing for me to, I could probably find something, but not off my model, and so I'm not touching it. So for now, we'll be looking at EU and GU. Get rid of this stuff.
Hey, let me ask you a question because I don't normally trade FOMC.
Uh-huh.
Um, I see that there's two red folder newses. So the 2 o'clock one, and then there's another one that says 2:30. So you said something about you normally wait about 30 minutes. Do you worry about that 2:30 red folder news? It says press conference or something like that for 2:30.
Yeah, so I meant after that, because that's when they're gonna do their whoops, I gotta log off my laptop. That's when they do their press conference. That's where basically Fed Powell goes and spews a bunch of BS to
Gotcha. Okay.
justify whatever he's doing. Basically, that's when the show starts. And that's kind of where I find hesitancy.
Okay.
But that's what I look for after around that time. But FOMC, you never trade it right at 2 o'clock because you might as well just go play blackjack. Probably have even a higher chance at blackjack. And don't quote me on that. This is what I was eyeing too, is US 30. I'm only probably gonna execute on Euro USD, but I just want to map out for you guys kind of the thinking here. We've been consolidating all week, and I'm looking at Monday's high, Tuesday's high. And we had this Tuesday low, but we didn't sweep the low. Obviously, we're bullish DXY. So with the inverse correlation, we want to see bearish US 30. But the key is that we did sweep Monday's high and Tuesday's high. So ideally, now we're looking for that short opportunity. Which kind of came in, but again, 2 o'clock, it's not really, this is another example of could be a great setup, could meet your rules, but if there's a FOMC, a high impact news event, you're not necessarily going to trade it. Right. And this was actually a beautiful move right before FOMC. So I'm just going to go ahead and set some alerts. If you're wondering, there's the breaker we want to see. And what I'm keeping an eye out is probably with this press conference starting, maybe that's when we'll start getting some retracement. And what I'm actually thinking is we might not even retrace and make it to this breaker. We'll probably retest this fair value gap as resistance.
Man, I didn't even see that happen just now.
The move down.
I was like, what the?
Yeah, that was right at 2 o'clock. Look at this on the 1 minute time frame.
Yeah.
And that's a 30 pip candle. So so yeah, we'll be waiting for these setups as the press conference, and then I'm gonna just add an alert.
Huh?
And add an alert. So I'm personally hesitant to take a limit order at the fair value gap. But I do like I am gonna set a limit order at the breaker. And then we pop up to GU. I would have liked it more if it took the high. It took this high. So kind of meet my rules, but I'm gonna sit out just for the fact that I'm gonna look to take euro, and gold is actually what was kind of in my sights a little bit more confident in this gold setup here. So gold, I want to see some candle body closures below this low. And then we'll look to trade this, and ideally we see some displacement within the next hour or so. And we can get a quick move. And if the move's not in by 3:30, 3:45, then we'll just come back tomorrow. But that's the play right now. Z. Z is a Z's? Who's Z? Okay, that's what I figured. What's up, bro? That's Mr. Payout. I got you. Which one did you say is forming the BPR? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I got marked right in here. So let's see, guys. Y'all want to watch the press conference? Y'all want to just chop it up? What's up with everybody?
I'm down for whatever now.
What you guys looking at? Levi said, "Can you check USD CAD?"
Yeah, dog. I just caught that move, and I see what you're charting up right now, the breaker for the down move, I guess.
Yeah, both of those were kind of the ones that I was looking at too. Just gold and EU. Um, yeah, similar. Pretty much the same thing that you just said. So
Hmm.
I don't trade on. Uh, I've never traded FOMC though. In the Wednesdays, I stay out of Wednesdays because all of my back testing. Wednesdays are my less profitable days, so I don't normally trade Wednesdays either. So I kind of just look at the charts and just analyze it.
Yeah, I had a good day on EU yesterday, so I could sit on my hands today and just stay out of the way of the news. But yeah, I'll probably be getting in on that breaker too. Now that
Yeah,
I'm,
I think gold looks the cleanest to me personally, just because I don't know. Really, I don't know if Euro's even gonna make it up there, and I wouldn't want to take this one because it didn't really take liquidity from here.
I'll be
But
surprised. I'd be surprised if it makes it up there by the close of the day now, because it really drags its feet after lunch, you know? Well, I guess that's because of news. It did that today, but
man, I liked US 30, but it kind of already happened really clean on the 5 minute, which like you don't have to zoom in. Without even zooming in, you guys could see it. Yo, Mike, you were there? I remember you were there, not like vividly. When we traded US 30, US 30 on FOMC with during the fundamental secret days. It was like one of um the first ones.
mhm, yeah.
Levi, so this setup, for those that were on the call with Robin last weekend, I just jumped in there and I was talking about the order block setup where I'll count this as the order block because it's swept liquidity here. This is it right here. And here is this would have been the entry on the 50% of it, and this is the target. But you see, you have a low, you have a key low. We're in a weekly fair value gap, so higher time frame zone. This move sweeps the low, and then the next move takes the high. This right here, which creates an imbalance too for the added confluence. Um, and I'll clean this up. But this right here is yeah, this is a really good setup model right here. If you like screenshot this and just study this alone, where you see the run through liquidity into a higher time frame zone, break a structure. I'll label it all for the beginners for now, and this is going to be recorded, so future students. Sweep of liquidity. This is a higher time frame zone. And then the order block is this entire range of candles. Because even if let's go to like So like the 30-minute would be where you could kind of see it's 1-2. But it's just all one move. Like if we go to a line chart, you see it's just one move. But I'm gonna keep my focus on gold for now. Keep the screen. I'm gonna keep the screen on gold, and we'll just jump to GU some of every now and then. And yeah, man.
That's one thing I learned about this trading game. It gets boring because it's the same thing over and over again, you know? So
Your trading should be boring.
yeah, I agree. If you're not one of those boring kind of people like I am, then probably try to make the NBA is a better job for you.
Dude, that's what I was saying. Like, bro, like when I decided I wanted to trade, it was literally so I could hoop, smoke weed, and play video games. That's all I cared about when I got into this. And I don't do that stuff. I hoop, and I play games, but I don't smoke weed anymore. But the that was now that I know how simple this is, um, it's like dang, I really could do it
Mm.
just for that. But that's the beautiful part about this game is the self mastery.
Yeah.
That's what you're forced to do, right? That's really that's what got me in. But what made me fall in love was that portion, was the personal development.
I think I would say I had my best day in my whole career so far, my rookie season, I should say, yesterday because of self-control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what was what did you do that was like that showed your self control?
So like I've been attempting to get that, the weekly candle down basically. And you can back test it as much as you want, but you have to get it when it's live. So what was happening, like I'll see my target to go short, and for some reason I just wanted to keep riding there. And sometimes I will be wrong, and I make mistakes of like not putting a stop loss, and then next thing you know I'm in drawdown and I can't make another trade because I'm maxed out leverage or whatever the case may be. So this week I just realized, like, you know what? Just wait for your target to get hit and don't go against a high probability time frame trade, because that's what was messing me up. And it worked out for me perfectly. Perfectly. Like I made one little small mistake yesterday because my daily entries, I'm just trying to jump in like New York morning session, silver bullet, and then maybe if I could hit PM silver bullet, I'll grab it. But I got in the morning time on the Judas. Then I slapped
Wagwan.
big dog. Yeah, then I slapped up silver bullet at 10 o'clock yesterday morning short. And then I guess my day was just going too smooth and I'm inexperienced. I seen something that I liked and I jumped in and bam, shit reversed on me. And right there, I knew, yo, man, what are you doing? You should have waited for the entry time, 2 to 3 p.m. And it worked out where I had my stop above where I had my 10 o'clock entry.
Mm-hmm.
I was protected, but still it's the technicalities, you know what I'm saying, and knowing where my mistake was. Even though I won the trade, it was still a loss. So yeah, shout out to the big dog Ray. We had a talk, and he let me know, yeah, self-control, dog. You know what I'm saying? So hope everybody, knows how to control themselves. Yeah, but that's what happened with me yesterday still.
That's what's up, man. That's the journey. It's just it's more about that than even ICT or order blocks or you know what I mean. Anything is more about that part right there. Because I always talk about there's this dude that I follow and I love his content because he does like live stream trading, but he trades like negative R. He does like you know, he does like 10 pips and he gets out. Like, you know what I mean? Like very like, like what we call retail methods. Doesn't, support and resistance, like nothing like fancy. And he just did his live stream and he deposited 140 some thousand and he just hit the $1 million profit mark. Right. So what does that show you? Let's take a look at DXY. What does that show you when it comes to this is exactly what we want to see. Higher high on your USD. And this
It shows you he got his risk model. It's more about risk, money management and shit like that versus everything that we trying to put our focus on.
right. Once you got your edge, there's nothing else. There's nothing else to worry about. Now you just taking the same trade, the same way, every time.
You know what? It's funny because today I was thinking about that too, dog. I was like, say we're our bias is short, and like I said, we're on our way up to a point of interest to get short. Um, when you start to watch the buy side go up, that's when you're supposed to be basically just watching to your point of interest, and then when things turn around, becomes risk management. All right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like risk management comes first because you could have everything be perfect and the trades still go the wrong way. So
Mhm.
like I was telling Javon yesterday, the easiest way to journal um is to get two separate journals. And this is something I picked up from ICT Twitter space, but it really, really helps. And I really just been meditating on it and I see why. You get two journals, two separate documents, whether it's Google Drive, Notion, Word, whatever you want to use. And you do um two separate journals and you do one only losers and two oh and then the other one only winners. Right? But here's the key. When you lose a trade, it's not about oh what happened? Was it the order block or was it the Judas swing or was it this model or that model? That doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is did I follow my rules? Right? So our rules are real simple. Sweep of liquidity, higher, for the A plus setup, the highest probability setup, sweep of liquidity, higher time frame zone, break a structure, displacement, and you're entering on a fair value gap breaker or an order block. Or like in this case, let's say this next candle forms an order block or creates this big fair value gap. Well, then you have order block, breaker all in one, right? Which that's my favorite setup to see. And then that's it. And the reason you have both of them like that is, well, when you lose, let's say you go on a losing streak, which is oh, alert just went off. We're already on it. When you go on a losing streak, which is a part of the game, you now have an archive of winning trades with the same strategy. So what does that stop you from doing? It stops you from being a course hopper, a strategy hopper, and keeps you locked in on your edge. because losing streaks are part of the game. And if ICT's experiencing it, the dude that's been doing it for 30 years and just took over the whole industry, I guarantee you every single one of us will, right? So with that in mind, it's understanding my bad, it's trying to juggle both. So my mind is like half in what I'm saying and half in what I'm seeing. So yeah, and understanding that we gotta accept that, okay, a losing streak is coming, but the number one question I always get is, oh, how do you keep your confidence after losing? Well, you have to have some type of data to fall back on, whether it be through back testing, whether it be through a journal, whether it be through the FX Blue, like a track record. But the idea is that you have to have something to fall back on. It can't be just, dang, I might pull trigger on this, on Nas low key.
Yeah, I'm watching the same thing. I'm thinking short too.
I'm gonna just do it. So it's looking like this. Okay.
Is that the breaker and the order block that you was referring to?
This is Nas. I didn't really touch on Nas. Euro, I just set a limit for this. And I'm gonna put my stop above the high, a little bit more wider stop than I'd want normally, but out of respect to
Gotta respect the risk.
yeah, out of respect to FOMC and stuff, I'm gonna just put a wider stop. Let's see. Robin's in here. It's European David Goggins.
Yeah.
Nice. That's hilarious.
Let's see.
What's up, Robin?
What's poppin', guys? Just had a good massage. That's also needed sometimes, all that going hard all the time, need to relax the body. But I'm doing good, man. How about you?
Chilling, brother.
All right, so I'm gonna go split
Nice.
screen here. This is what we just talked about getting in on NAS, and then this and then we're waiting for Euro limit order to hit right here.
So you're doing a limit, or where did you put it at?
Right here. So that'll be at 1.07135, stop loss 1.07387.
So you did it right before the breaker. So theoretically, if it hit it, it's gonna have a reaction. So you just want to make sure you got in.
Exactly. Yeah.
See, your boy been learning.
It's good to have you back, man.
Hey, I gotta head to work.
Yeah, 100%. Ray has been putting in the hours. Facts.
I ain't gonna be with y'all too much longer, but I'll be here as long as I can, bro.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Crazy day.
See, it's 11:30. Oh no, sorry, not 11:30. It's 2:30.
All right, there goes your USD.
Wow. Hmm.
What did I do wrong? Hmm. All right, so I'm done looking at NAS. Let's pop over to GU. We're gonna drop on the 15. Seeing as NAS didn't go the right way, I'm not gonna pull on GU, and I'm not gonna pull on gold, but I'm gonna let EU run.
EU is the way. Say it out loud.
Hmm.
But yeah, after something doesn't go my way, I don't like to look at it until later. It helps to avoid revenge trading.
Did Robin just say I'm black and I'm proud?
I think so, but he said it in German.
Nah, you guys are stuff, man.
So what do you guys do once you jump into a trade? Like what's it? Y'all sit there and just watch it?
I keep working
Yeah,
out.
as a wise man once said, go to the higher time frame. And then I'm just chilling.
That's a wise guy, man. Who said that?
Yeah, if I'm scalping, like scalping on like the 1 minute, I'll just wait for a 1 minute. As long as it keeps expanding, I'm in. And then as soon as I get a close or a doji in like a key area, like below the previous candle, then I'm out. If I'm like scalping.
Oh man. So this is like the hard thing of it's like navigating when it's like, okay, my rules are 2 losses and that's it. So I already took EU. NAS went the wrong way. So even though I like GU and I like gold, especially how it's already rejecting, I I'm forced to sit on my hands. Granted, this could still, rip through this high, but just to talk you through the process of the discipline, just because now essentially all of these are in the same directional bias because they're correlated pairs. So meaning they all have dollar involved and FOMC is correlated to the dollar. So if I'm shorting all of them and I'm wrong, well, you're not really risking 1%. You're risking, if you risk 1% on each of them, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 trades with the same essentially directional bias. Now you're really risking 4% on the one trade instead of the one that you planned, right? Or whatever, if you're risking, decide you have a small account you want to flip and you do 20%. Now you really just risk 60 or 80 on 4 trades, right? So, on a smaller account, you'll run out of leverage. But it's that thought process that helps you just minimize risk. right? And then you have that devil in your head that tells you, but it could go right. This AU was really good. I wish I would have looked at it.
When I jump into a trade, I usually watch to my first take profit, and then I slide my stop loss down and just leave it, depending on how the day is going too, because I'm looking to catch maybe like a whole day, and if I don't, at least a move or two before I get stopped out. So it kind of depends, you know. Like if I have something I have to do, then I might just take a small bag and just keep it moving. But if I make time in the day, then I might just watch for the whole day,
Yeah.
you know.
I want to see if gold 15-minute will close outside of the gap. So I'm gonna just clean this up because we anticipated this gap to form and it formed. So let's see if the body candle closes out. I might look to not get in, but to journal it because gotta respect the risk rules, unfortunately. But ideally, this will be the high of the week, and then Thursday tomorrow we'll have just a really easy look for continuation of today's trading.
So it looks like we're getting that midweek reversal.
Yeah, Wednesday reversal.
Exactly.
I bet you Sebastian's trading gold as we speak.
You never know, man. You never know. He's not on here?
No, he's not.
Oh, he was. Well,
That's what I'm telling you.
did he?
He's in there full margin.
A generational short.
Being a gold
This
notch.
is- Respect to Sebastian.
I love that dude. I wish he was in here.
Yeah. Did he join the group? Did he join the group or
Yeah,
not?
he's in school. He's just not
Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting to see. Maybe I'll be home in a minute, so I'll send him a text, see what's up.
What happened with Nas, Nick? You said it went the wrong way. So did it break through? Did it go through the breaker?
yeah. Well, the stop was here and it ran straight through. Like one quick move and just out.
Like I've been watching Nas, and I'm long on Nas, and I was watching this area. Let me see. Let's zoom out. And basically it did what I thought it would do. It just did it faster. So I was watching the low from Tuesday, and I was expecting FOMC to shoot into that area and then take off. But I was expecting it to take like at least a half hour digging around in that low, but it just took off. And so I don't know if it's gonna go back into that area, that Tuesday low, and then take off, or it's just taking off after like only being in there for like 15 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so that was the interesting thing with Nas is dollar's bullish, but yet the overall bias on Nas has been bullish too. So that's where it's been a little tricky. I think it's like in a very indecisive. I don't think the market's really decided where it wants to go yet. Especially like, for example, if we look at this price action just from June till now, we kind of broke this low, pulled into this order block and dropped, but we never really made a displacement. So that's just on the weekly time frame. Then last week we consolidated all in this area, which we see this is a characteristic of NAS. Is a lot of sometimes it'll just consolidate for days and days, but this is a very big range. It's a great scalping market. So I personally flip into the bearish side, especially seeing how bullish the dollar is. Even though I do have a bias. I think we're gonna run up to these highs. That's really what I'm looking at. Especially, I really liked how the monthly candle forms, but I mean, we'll see how the month ends. The month of September to me is gonna be really big. Like if we close bearish like this, then it's gonna be really hard to argue a bullish bias, right? And plus, we've been bullish all year. So at some point, it does kind of have to pull back.
Right.
So
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm thinking bullish only because the markets don't, they don't have to make sense. And even though the dollar is bullish, it's like, so what? NAS can be bullish too. Like if it's literally just they can just set the price, right? So
100%. But price at like, and I've been the big stupid bull for 2 years on NAS, or a year and a half since I started with FS, and I was calling it at those October lows, and me and the other coach were going at it, bumping heads about it.
right.
So, but I just like one of my mentors, Duran Carter, he always told me, he used to always say, trade what you see, not what you think. And so what I see is a lot of indecision. Overall, right, still bullish, but I see a lot of indecision here. I don't think this is a good ideal place to see price reverse on a higher time frame, but I can't ignore the intra-week price action. So
Right.
we'll see what happens. Just for the study purpose, get rid of this alert. Look at US 30 ran right into our spot over here. Me personally, because of NAS, I'm not gonna take it, but essentially this is the setup, break, displacement, order block, breaker, and sweep of liquidity. And if you want to throw it in there, it's probably OTE.
Can you go back over? Can you do that a little bit slower? I've been working. I ain't been working that much, bro.
Is we got the sweep of liquidity, break of structure, and displacement. That's been balanced in these whole candles. And then I was looking, and we have the order block and the breaker right here. And the 15 time frame is where I was seeing it at first. And you can label
that order block that it overshot. Would that be valid too, as an order block to take a sell?
This one?
Yeah.
No, I don't really look at that as an order block. Just because this move is really just all one move.
So
Like,
you
see,
talking about the order block and the breaker to the left, the two candles next to each other?
this right here, what I have highlighted is what I was looking at. This little doji is a bearish candle on the 5-minute. And then if you look at it on the line chart, it'll be a little easier. It's and then this is your breaker. Right? And then this whole move up here, this up move up there, that's your order block.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah. So the easiest way to like filter your order block, if you get confused, if you're like, well, it's an up move, down move, break structure, is look for the order block that takes liquidity. So the up move before the down move that breaks structure, you want it to take some type of old high, run into some type of point of interest, something. So EU looking at about 12 pips right now, kind of lackluster.
And as well to add on what you said about Nasdaq, it's also that Nasdaq on the daily is just inside a range at the moment, so it hasn't really made its move clear what it wants. It isn't clear on what it wants to do.
Yeah, exactly. Whoops, what the heck is this? Where's the like little like let's do a paper trade on gold. So we said on gold, I wanted to see the 15-minute candle close outside the fair value gap. We got that, right? And so we're just gonna dummy trade it because of the risk rules. And we're gonna target London and Asia low. And we'll let this run. We'll use the ratio thing so you can see it. All right, so I'm gonna do my risk disclaimer. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. These are all simulated study purposes for the purpose of learning how to simulation trade Japanese candlesticks. Please consult a professional licensed advisor before making any financial decisions. That is all. But
Did you end up catching that EU trade?
yeah, I did. I'm gonna send it in the WhatsApp. I have it on my phone.
Nice catch.
I got a swing trade on. Happy about that.
Did anybody take any of the ones we marked off? Out of curiosity,
I was about
I'm at
to.
Euro USD right now.
after doing your own research, more importantly.
I was about, but after my research, I said to myself, "Yeah, I'm not a professional like Nick yet, so I'm just gonna sit on my hands until."
No, the disclaimer was I'm not a professional or licensed.
You can tell them that. I know better.
Hey, that's hilarious.
Look at AU go. This one was super beautiful. These are all gonna be, and then look at NASDAQ being NASDAQ. US 30 at best dropping too. So pretty much every bias that we called out except for NAS went good. And NAS just needed a little bit more breathing room. She don't like to be smothered. But yeah, I love FOMCs because I feel like this setup is really simple.
If I may ask, what is the setup exactly? Because I joined a little bit late.
Yeah, so same setup, except the same setup. Sweep of liquidity, breaker, displacement, breaker structure. This is it.
The whole shebang.
Yeah, the reason I like it on FOMC is because it's a really easy high impact news driver that we can time our entries with.
Mm-hmm. See what you're saying. Thanks.
Yeah. So here's TP1 for EU. Right now we're sitting at 25 pips. All you need is 25 pips.
Much about you don't need no filter. Boy, just make them drop that you a killer. Shorty you with all my intent.
Robin,
Oh
What the
shit,
fuck?
sorry.
You're not on mute, Baba.
Oh, that was a little bit weird.
yeah, what do you think this is? So you think you can dance?
That boy's on Amsterdam's Got
Yeah.
Talent.
Hey, but be honest, would you guys turn around though? Hey, let's keep it real.
Just stand up in front of the full body mirror, dog. You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Aziz, I'm thinking the same. I'm low key thinking the same thing. This is TP1, but this would be ideal first place to just partial out and then let the rest run. Which I think this is previous week's low, if I'm not mistaken. About 80 pips. It's not half bad. But just so you guys have it, I'll mark it off TP1. We can go TP2. And I'll make I'm gonna make the TP2 the 1 to 2 risk to reward. I like this template. I'm gonna save it.
So what are you saying? You don't think that tomorrow this is gonna come back for that gap right there on this candle? That's this displacement candle?
This one right here.
No, the
That's the
one
one
that
I marked off.
yeah, right there. Yeah.
So that's the big question, right? If you think it's gonna go there, do you think it'll pop your stop loss before anything else?
No, I think that's what it will need to either take out Monday low or reach down to previous week by Friday. Because that's gonna be a lot to get to previous week. Tomorrow's gonna have to be a lot of movement. That's gonna be a lot of movement tomorrow on EU.
Well, let's see if there's a catalyst for tomorrow.
Because I kind of thought like
Friday, there's red folder. 315.
I think we're going lower. If we're looking at how the weekly is set up based on the news, I typed it in the chat as well. Monday, Tuesday, accumulation, Wednesday, manipulation, and Thursday and Friday is distribution. And I'm curious to how this daily candle is going to close because it looks like it's going to respect the fair value gap you have on the daily. And, you know, wicks can do the damage. But yeah, because the daily candle is almost bearish at this point. So that's what I would anticipate on. But, you know, I'm not a professional, right? Just speculating on the market.
Amateur speculator, yeah. Me and you both.
Yeah. So, but that's what I think.
Yeah,
But you know, I could be wrong. You never know.
so remember, this is a good learning experience, right? Well, there's nothing for certain. There's only two things you can control: when you get in and when you get out, right?
Mm,
Whether it be by manually closing out your trade, or through a stop loss, which is really just a limit order, right? Like if you use one of those regulated brokers like Ameritrade, it's going to be a regulated broker. It'll be a limit order. Like if you're selling, it'd be a buy order. But don't worry about that. Just to give unnecessary knowledge. This is a good learning experience, right? Because this is where the money management part comes, right? Could price potentially come back into this 1 hour fair value gap tomorrow? 100%. Could it also melt to oblivion? Yeah, it could.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters is what's in your plan and what you like JG Wentworth. What's in your wallet? Or what my Americans should know that ad where it's like, what's in your wallet? That's the only thing that matters is because some people their compound plan is for 25 pips, right? That $200 challenge that I always sent you guys, that's a 50% gain with 25 pips, or 100% return on your account with every trade with 25 pips, and it calculates the margin and leverage for you, right? So for example, like if you were doing that compound plan, here's 25 pips, you could be out, right? So it's more so about you as a trader because anything could really happen. Want to hold it. But there's no necessarily wrong or right answer because it's all a probability. What matters is your edge to get in, your targets to get out. If that makes sense. Because if you go into like what is pips are ticks on indices or handles, points. If you're going into what do you think this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, then then it becomes a prediction game. And you don't want to be in a prediction game because no one has a crystal ball. If you have a crystal ball, you need to repent. But so yeah, that to answer your question is going to be more so about your goal, right? So for me, what I think is the smartest thing to do is to take profit at your first take profit, a majority, like at least half of your profit, and let the rest run if you really have a long-term bias. Because that way, because what if price goes like this and then drops again? Me personally, experience that. I don't want to be in that. Because this is what happens. You look at your phone, you're in blue, you're in profit, you're vibing, you feel great. Then you check at like 11:30 before bed, and it's like this. London session starting. Now you're sweating, and now you're up the rest of the night.
That's why I asked you, because I already missed this move. So I was looking for what's the next move, and then I thought about, well, Thursday, this is a big displacement. There's going to be a nice big gap right here. And Thursday could just go up to hit the first order block right there and then just smash down again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for another move, what I'd personally say I like to do is, I don't know if is Aziz still on here. I want to make sure he hears this actually. Yeah, he's still on. So like I was telling Aziz like about scaling in. And if you guys that were with me on the live trading sessions, last year, we used to talk about this too, where if we get in on a 1 minute time frame, now I got replay mode. I go flex on this playing. So like let's say we got in on a 2 minute time frame, right? And we'll see if we get we got the break, sweep, fair value gap, breaker. Okay, let's say we got in right there, right? Now, if I'm really confident in this for the rest of the day, I'm gonna say, okay, well, I want to scale in on this, right? If you got this in here, then you're looking at 8 pips for at this moment in time. for 50, right? So if I'm looking for the next move, I'm gonna just jump up to the higher time frame and look for the same process to happen,
Exactly
right?
what I
So now that's the entry we just caught right now, which would have been this one. So now you repeat the same process. So now I'm gonna jump up again. And either I'm gonna look for it to happen on the 1 hour, or really, personally, me, I'm gonna jump up to the 4 hour and I want to see this structure break. So because you got to think about the timing. It's 3 o'clock. So the time between now and Friday's news, or now and Thursday's trading, New York session tomorrow or London, I want to see, there's gonna be what? So it's 3 o'clock. We have one more 4-hour candle after this before market close. And then it's gonna be like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 4-hour candles before my next, before the next trading session, which for me is New York, right? So insert that to whatever session you like to do. So now you're gonna wait and say, okay, well, I'm gonna see, okay, 4-hour candles. Well, what do I want to see? And I'm really excited because I just found this tool the other day. I think it's this. No, what is it? There's one that'll like draw the candle for you. That's cool. I don't know what that is, but that's cool.
It's the ghost feed.
Where
Go
you
back to the one where you, yeah, one above. Yeah, and then the ghost feed.
So I would want to see like price, break. Let this be like Asia high. And then I'd look for like London or New York to come like this and continue to lower. Right. And so that would be the ideal entry, and ideally this becomes a breaker. There's some type of imbalance in here. And then this is what we would look for as far as like a second entry. So the next question is if you're in this trade, right, are you going to want to hold through this, experience price go back like this, and wait to get the rest of it? And then on top of that, you're risking that, it doesn't go back on you. So that's up to you as an individual, as a trader, to decide what you want to do. Me personally, once it hits TP1, I'm getting at least 80%, and I'm gonna swing the rest. Does that make sense?
It's 100%. See me, like yesterday, I just came out at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like I let things ride, and then sometimes like I might just come out all together at my first take profit. You know?
Yeah. And so like that could, like, so for example,
That's just what works for me. That might not be for everybody else. That's basically what I got from what you were saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. No, you hit it right on the head. That's exactly what I'm saying. This is the part about trading that is the fun part, and it's the most rewarding part, is the personal development side of growing self-awareness, building certain skills like self-control, self-discipline, self-love, right? Those types of things. That's the part of it. So like, for example, when if you guys go through my Instagram or my archives, you'll actually, because you guys know it, you'll see how my entries changed. But you'll see, like, I have an archive on my Instagram called Entry, and it's like 2 years worth of entries I was taking that I told you I used to post pretty much every trade I would get in, and I used to swing trade. So I have like videos of like 300-400 pip moves where I'm catching it at the very top. So for me, I used to watch my profit go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And I'd be in class. At the time I was going to school, I'd be in class. I'd be in basketball practice. I'd, in the water breaks, I'd run to my backpack, pull out my phone, check the trade, and then go back to practice. Right. So for me at the time, that made sense to just hold it. Now I have a little bit more free time in recent years. If I'm watching it go up and down and I don't have practice, I don't have school, then it's a lot more of a headache. Right. And then it affects your trading psychology a lot more, going through the emotions of, like, for example, if you just even on this like paper trade for gold, just imagine if this was real. This is your account balance and your equity here, right? This is stressful. I don't know about you, but to me, like, I'm getting anxiety and it's not even real money. All right. And it's fluctuating like, thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars. That's enough to stress, Gandhi out.
You know what? It's good. It's good though. It's good. It's good for you. You know what I'm saying? Like to just look at it and go through that. That's how I figured out I don't want to go through so much drawdown, because I've been through drawdown and I've been, not even say break the rules, but just as I'm finding the rules during my process, I've done things that I look back on after the breakthrough and say, okay, that's where I made my mistake. You know what I mean? So at the same time, like I hear a lot of people say, oh, just get one model and use that model, but I'm the type of man where I'd like to go through every model to pick which one I want to start with and then continue to add. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's the learning process. Because, for example, like you take ICT's 2022 model, right? 10 handles. For one person, that might be great. For another, it might be terrible. Right? And then you might give those same two people you might give someone just a support and resistance strategy. So basic, Fibonacci, breakers. You might give them the basic that. And they might take that and go crazy. That's why I say when I look at guys like It's Donvo, if you don't follow him, I recommend you do. Because it'll humble you and sober you up from the ICT arrogance, from the smart money arrogance of, man, I know what this market's doing. I know exactly, like, I there's a way to know everything. Like, it's really is pride at a very high level, and it's not necessarily wrong, but my goal is for you to understand the part of, hey, like, it doesn't really matter what I trade. This is a really good edge, but it doesn't really matter what I do. It just matters, am I risking right? Am I managing right? Am I revenge trading? Because the top hedge fund managers in the world, they're not sitting there trading ICT. A lot of them are using like RSI and Head and Shoulders. Granted, they have huge stop losses and, different things, but you see what I'm like, the point is like, just because we have a really good edge doesn't mean we'll never take losses, doesn't mean we're supposed to get everything right, doesn't mean none of that. All it means is we got a good edge. But that in itself is still only 10% of what you actually need. Take it easy, Leo.
The one thing I like is I normally go for like a 2-to-1 risk reward, and then as soon as I hit 1-to-1, then I just move my stop loss to break even, and then like kind of almost like walk away, because at that point, if it continues to run up, it's gonna go in profit. But if it's gonna come back down, then it's just gonna stop me out. Or before like if it's like really close to my 2-to-1, then I'm like, okay, I had enough. Then I'm ready to just take profit, because I can't go wrong taking profit.
Exactly. That was another one Durant Carter taught me, which was You can't go broke taking profit. Tattoo it on your forehead if you need to. Like, you can't go broke taking profit. Nobody ever blew their account taking profit.
Wouldn't you say it's just part of the model? Like, period. You should just take profit. If
Yeah.
you're not, your model's not right.
If you're not taking profit, you're just on a glorified demo account. For study purposes, again, US 30, great one that we called out. GU, absolutely wonderful. This is all you need. All you need. Right? So this is a good example too, right? Because remember, we didn't get into GU, we didn't get into US 30, or we didn't get into gold because I took a loss on NAS, right? It's me personally, still marked it off, but I had to respect the risk, right? So this is a good example of, obviously now we know, could have took all of those trades and did a lot of damage, to say the least. You know what I mean? A lot of damage. But in the same token, it could have went against me and it would have been a lot of damage on the flip, on the wrong side. So the takeaway is, even though it looked, this is my favorite setup, is bread and butter, there's nothing else that I'd want to take. Still, that would be positive reinforcement for a negative behavior. At some point, I would create that same habit, do it, and at one point or another, I have to assume that I'll do the exact same thing. It'll go south, and I'll end up destroying my account instead of building it. And that's why it's like, you got to kill that greed, because greed would have been like, boom, let me jump in on GU, let me jump on gold, let me jump on AU, let me jump on NAS, let me get back in on US 30, S&P, which, right, they all follow the model, but the side part of it is, if you, let's say you got a funded account and you have 1% here, 1% here, 1% here, 1% here, 1% here, 1% here. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At 6. So if you only have the 5% drawdown rule, you just blew, if it goes south, you just blew your whole funded account. Now you're out $600. Right? So then it becomes, or you pass it in the same day, or you reset and you blow your account. That's not how you want trading to be, because that's a very stressful way to be. Extremely stressful. I was talking to a brother that used to study with us in FS. I won't say who it is. And he's not in this one now, but he hit me up and I was checking in on him, and he was telling me he blew. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me pull up the message and just read it. I'll tell you exactly what he said. So he texted me one day. He was like, yo, you opened my eyes to trading. Woo, woo, I'm going to do a funded challenge. That was like in April. So I hit him up in August. I was like, yo, you ever get funded? He's like, no, I didn't. I got to phase 2 and failed, and then took a step back and practiced more. Right? Sounds good. Then he goes, well, I actually failed like 10 times. So mind you, someone says like 10 times, it's probably more than 10 times, because when you're swiping that card for a couple $100, few $100 funded account, you know how many times you failed. It goes, I knew I could win, and it was so simple, but I ended up putting myself in debt. I was under a lot of pressure. And so I couldn't enjoy the process, right? So, and it's not to rank on the brother. I feel bad that he had to go through that hard lesson that way. What I'm saying is, every trade was make or break for him. Right? Every trade becomes how escaping the situation and the hole he's digging himself in. And then that's when you jump on here and you see it, a day like this, and you take 10 different setups the same way. Right. And then what that does to your mental is it screws it completely. Because again, you have to assume that your repeated actions, if they paid you today, they might not pay you next week. Right? That you have to assume that. So again, positive reinforcement for a negative behavior. If I were to have executed on all of these setups, today it would have went great. Next week, if I tried the same thing, it could completely screw me. And then what you see is most people's equity curve is like this. And then they have like a huge breakdown. That's most people here. They're posting on Instagram and going crazy, texting their friends and experiencing euphoria. Here, they're ghosted and depression. Right? You want your equity curve to be smooth, like that. It should literally be a curve, not spikes. Right? That's the sign of a well-balanced trader. Right? And so this is a great example. I'm glad it happened like this for our first live trading session together. Because I think there are so many things to learn from today. You can always learn more on losses, but I think it was good to start off like this and see what it's like to be in the gutter. Yeah, I know. If only was in simulation, but Euro USD is doing quite well. I didn't realize a 10,000 contract size. I thought it was equivalent to 1 lot. I guess it is 10 lots because it's pretty wild. Right. So I thought this gold trade too was a really good example of like waiting for an extra confirmation too, because remember we saw price go like this, wasn't feeling too comfortable, and we said, okay, if remember I said if it closes below the fair value gap, we're gonna enter, right? If not, it's invalid. And so fortunately it did, and we got the confirmation. But the reason I'm saying it is because that's how you should be thinking through your trading in the market. You should be thinking it through like, okay, what am I seeing? Okay, you got your checklist. Check, 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 check. Okay, what am I seeing? Do I like this? Well, this break right here isn't really the strongest break. It's the FOMC press conference. Not necessarily sure I want to be in this.
Can you just see how you went check, check, check? Could you go through like the 3 things again that you would check, check, check?
Yeah. Like you over here checking, but you're not telling me what you're checking on. Yeah. Let me just grab some water real quick.
Oh, yo, what's up with all the dogs? Yo, Daniels, what up, big dog? Yo, Hamed.
Oh man, I just got him to sleep. Lord, I thought he was asleep before FOMC, but nah, he took the day. But
that's the real hard labor. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, man.
good to see all you guys, man, back in the building. You know what I mean?
Hey, we never left. We just changed rooms.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah, this brings me back to back in the day, man. Memories, hearing just Nick's voice on the speaker. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To the 3rd floor, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Yeah, man. I sometimes I would dream of Robin's accent.
And now you'll dream of my singing.
No homo. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it.
That goes without saying.
Yeah.
Man, now I can't post this on YouTube. Y'all gonna get me canceled. Hey, any promotion is good promotion.
Hey, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So take on all that hate. They'll come to the course. That's what you want.
All
That's
right,
how
so
ICT does it.
right.
Anyways,
So real quick, here's sorry. This we're hitting TP1 here. I'm gonna close off 80% on my account.
simulation account. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Yeah.
everybody who jumped in the trade. Good
Huh?
job. Just shout out to any of the dogs that jumped in the trade. Good job, guys.
After their own analysis.
Right, after doing your own research. I'm gonna like I think TT Trades does that, right? You guys sent that dude, I checked him out and he did I'm pretty sure the one video I saw he actually like took ICT's disclaimer page and just
Yeah, just copy paste that shit. Yeah,
hey, that's
I don't
smart.
blame him. Yeah, 100%.
So let's take a look at GU, almost at TP1.
Yeah, man.
Gosh, if there was one thing I wish I would have taken, I'm not gonna lie, it was US 30. This is a crap ton of bread.
You shouldn't think like that, my brother. I get you though.
Oh yeah, I can't help it. That's me. I'm gonna think about it, but that's it. That's just gonna go in my mind and go away.
Yeah. Does look nice.
Um, phew, AU went crazy, bro. AU, it's the cheapest pair to trade as far as margin cost. So like, if you would have took this, for example, and had a stop loss up here, this is 40 pips. With $500, you could do 2 lots. You can actually do 2.5. That's like the max. That's full margin mode. But that's $20 a pip, which is $800. So that's a real easy way to flip an account.
That's a great compound pair. Yeah.
Oh man, I love when things go to plan. Love to see it. Except this bastard here, but it's okay. Yeah, man. So that's pretty much it. It's gonna be 3:30. Oh, I didn't give you your checklist. My bad, Mike.
Oh, good, Doc.
I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna type it. I'm gonna type it for everybody.
We could do it on Saturday Q&A. Like, we could even save it for then. And, it's like, it's all good.
Oh, I'm chilling, bro. I got nothing to do. This was my to-do list today. So we're gonna do liquidity sweep. And this there's no order in like there's no order of priority. The way I look at it is when I see the liquidity sweep, then I look for everything else. So that's why there's a number to it. But if without one, the whole thing crumbles. So you need all of these. Liquidity sweep, break a structure. Um, entry. And then I'll just throw it in here. The fifth thing is you want it to be premium for sales. Discount for buys. 70.5 and or 79. Dang, I like how it had the background to it before. Oh, I can't do it. All right, perfect. All right, yeah. So that's pretty much the 5 things to look for.
What about what about the 3 things like that you would do that would tell you to you're wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would you look for if this trade wasn't going the right way that would tell you to get out?
Oh, then it's not so much of a checklist.
Because
Uh-oh.
I remember you showed me there was like 3 things that you would look for, like just like not a checklist, but more times just if 3 things happen, you'd know, okay, you know what, it's time to get out of this trade.
Oh,
Because I already know that, I was like, that's maybe for some of the guys who don't know what to do, but I know about that. But I'm saying like, or be on the flip side of this.
on the flip, so to see if it's wrong is the way I look at it is I'd identify the range. I know what you're talking about. What I was talking about is if 3 PD arrays fail, then it's more than likely not gonna respect that range. So what I mean by that is if we're looking at this range over here, if there was a fair value gap here, the breaker and the order block, if it trades through the fair value gap, that's essentially strike 1. It trades through the breaker, that's strike 2, and then not the whole order block, but 50% of the order block. And then if it trades through 50%, then more than likely this is gonna get hit.
Got you.
Yeah, that actually is a good way to and I can show you guys that on Saturday. Like a really good way to kind of identify because sometimes you don't know if it's a sweep of liquidity or if it's a retracement, right? Like maybe for example, you might have saw maybe this is the run on liquidity instead of this being the run on liquidity. Right? Well, the easiest way to kind of get through that is that 3 thing, that 3 strike rule, but it would be done on the higher time frame. Because remember, this is only because I know what's going on the higher time frame, which is actually something I forgot to mention on this thing here. So I'll fix that. Is you want to you want a higher time frame zone. That's important. And then 6 is the liquidity sweep is into a higher time frame zone. I'll just put so that part right there is extremely important. right? Because this EU trade, this highlighted box right here. That's the H4 order block. Right? So this is complementary to I've gotta fix it. I got a little bit of that OCD ICT got. The numbers are out of alignment. It's bothering me. Right, I get the point. So there we go. I have to live with it. So yeah, like this zone here is a higher time frame zone, and it's essentially the same setup. This is the basic checklist, but there's other things I look for too. Like for example, you see how this high right here, this area right here, this didn't just sweep liquidity, which is the H4 high indicated by this line. I'm not gonna change it because this screen is really good. I'm gonna screenshot it. This part right here, this little intermediate high, it stops just shy of the higher time frame zone. So this liquidity run past that is a really, really good indication of this being the right direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, dog.
Screenshot. That's perfect. So now that everybody should have that, yeah, everything is still belting. Sebastian, did you trade gold? I literally saw gold and I was like, I know Sebastian's trading gold as we speak. This is word for verbatim what I said.
What up, bro? Nah, I'm not trading at the moment. So I missed today.
Yo, what up, Sebastian? Salute.
Mike, Mr. Mike, what's going on?
Yes, dog. What up?
How you guys doing?
Sebastian, my brother.
What's up, bro?
Yo, we miss you, dog. You already know. You know what I'm saying?
I miss you guys too, man. Just
Yeah,
gotta sort some stuff out in the private life, but
yeah, I know you got it covered. You know what I'm saying?
gold, man, gold looks the same as EU, by the way, like just melting at the moment. But it did some crazy shit before, like today's pump, holy shit. Sorry for swearing so much.
You good, bro.
Yo, thank you, by the way, Nick, for letting me join this meeting.
Ah man, like I said, I had a conversation with somebody that was seeing something I ain't see. And yeah, man, I'm just glad to have you guys here.
Feels like the good old days.
Nah, these are the good old days. The best is yet to come.
Facts.
Hey, yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, gold is falling out the sky.
Gold is done, I think, for the ups.
GU, it's beautiful. Nas need her space. US 30 was to perfection. And DXY is running. So tomorrow, we'll look at this area for DXY and see the corresponding things with you know, the inverse correlated pairs.
What we looking for tomorrow on EU?
Everything this week is just gonna be continuation. Everything for the rest of the week is continuation of today.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Anybody take these trades?
I was eating dinner, so
I tried to take a long in NAS, but it didn't work out. 'Cause I was looking for the long, but it cut like a knife right through it. So.
Yeah, no, I decided to just, man, I just wasn't quick on my trigger, dog. You know what I'm saying? And then I just said, you know what? Let me just stay out and I'll just look for some kind of retracement tomorrow. Hopefully in New York, catch a Judas and just eat something tomorrow.
yo, what was the rate decision, by the way? I didn't even. It's not like it really matters, but what did they do?
They kept it the same.
Damn, no hike.
No hike, no nothing.
Last time when they hiked, did the dollar go down?
I don't even know. It doesn't add up anyways. It's not like that makes logical sense of what they decide and then what happens in price, right? It's all about liquidity.
Yeah, that's just the catalyst. I mean, now that the show's probably the press conference is ending, they're going and doing their show. But if anyone jumped into, or if you would have jumped into EU, I'm gonna go break even at this point in time. Already closed most of it, and now it's time to let the runner run. Little tip is I enter on my phone on MT5 because you can like click and drag the stuff just like on the computer. But what I like to do is I like to enter on my phone and only look at trading view, because then there's no like dollar amount on the top of the screen that to drive you crazy.
Yeah, that's a good tip. Looking at that dollar amount is really not healthy.
No.
And it's way too fun if it's going well.
Yeah, exactly. It's that dopamine rush, drive you crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, that dopamine rush is no joke. Especially when it's like your first winning trade, it's like about to take over the world.
Yeah, or if it turns into just trading for that, like you just turn it into a habit, just looking for the blue. It's not good.
Yeah, exactly. Then it becomes a drug. And then you cook. Then you cook for real.
I can confirm.
Then the machine has you. And once that machine got you, it's not letting go. I was telling him, Sebastian, that AU, this would have been 2 lots, $500. Easy flip.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, that thing dropped. Yeah, these plays were pretty, if you understand the higher time frame, these plays were nice.
Like what weekly time frame you talking about?
Like the bigger picture
Yeah.
on where price is really going, then all these pumps, all this upside movement the last few days were just preparation for this, or what's to come in the next couple days, the continuation to the downside.
Right. A nice trade. That was a smooth one, dog.
Yeah, this one looks nice, man.
They almost all kind of did the same thing. Except Nas just ate a lot of people's food, it looked like to me. But this EBP, AU, US 30, pretty sure gold too. Yeah, gold. And then DXY, obviously, you know.
Yeah, they all created that nice drop with the gap and then the retrace, which was the entry.
Right.
Yeah, this was a textbook day, man. We going in
All right, Israel.
wrap this up. Today was, thing is not to get too high. You get too high when it's low, it's low. See what I'm saying?
All right, Robin.
But yeah, I got a quick question for those of you guys that are still on. Do you guys like school?
I like
The
it.
platform or the institution?
um,
I'm not used to it, to be honest. Not that I don't like it, I'm just not used to it.
mhm.
I think it's I think it's I think it's better than Discord, like as far as just like so much not so much distraction. I can just jump on and I know who's there and what's popping, you know? Discord for me is kind of just distracting. I don't know. But school, I got used to it as well. Because when we changed from Discord last time, I was kind of like, ah, this shit sucks. But then I got used to it too, you know?
Yeah. Cause I'm indecisive right now if I'm gonna keep everything on school or use I've been using Teachable. That's where I have my course on there. And I just don't know, like I'm in doubt if I'm gonna keep it on school, because school, to upload your videos to school, you have to use, it's so stupid. You can't just upload the video straight from your computer onto school. They don't have that interface. You have to like upload it to YouTube and then link it to school. So it kind of like for me, it defeat the purpose. I think my favorite part about school is that everything's all in one place, but now I gotta upload 40 videos, somewhere else, pay for that, pay for school, and pay for, Loom. So if y'all like it, I'll do it. But if you like, if it gets good, if it's worth it, it's worth it. But if it's not worth it, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Or what I thought about is keeping the course on Teachable, the videos on Teachable, and keeping school just school. But what do you guys think?
I've never been on Teachable, so but whatever you want to do, Doc, I'll be there.
You had Discord before, right? You moved away from that?
I really don't like Discord. I realized like I had the Discord, so I just kind of kept it until I jumped back to school. But Discord is very unorganized in comparison.
Yeah, that's true.
I appreciate you guys though. But yeah, I just want to make it as easy for you guys, because I made it, of course. I ain't really watching it, and you guys are, everyone in here is probably past that part. And then but yeah, I just want to, but I'm gonna be posting like the live trading sessions and the Q&As and stuff.
Does Teachable have a app?
No, so Teachable, the thing is they don't have an app and they don't have a community board. So we'd have to, I mean, it would just be the WhatsApp, but I don't want to have a WhatsApp with, 50 people in it. Personally, I think it's a little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'd rather keep the WhatsApp just what we got. I met likes people posting on Discord. Yeah, what I had before was Teachable and Discord. That's what I was doing before. So I was either school and Discord, or school and just school, or Teachable and Discord. That's really where I'm at with it. But Teachable is just the course. It's just videos and everything will get uploaded there.
I always appreciated on Discord that like you're so in the moment, like when someone posts something, it's there right away and you can react right away. On school, I feel like it's always a little bit delayed. Like for example, your like for signals or your buy calls or sell calls, they're kind of like a post on Facebook when you post them on school, right? So you don't get like this. On Discord, it's like you hear the sound and you can instantly like react to it, I feel like. On school, maybe it's a little bit slower in that. So that's the only negative I see on school, but everything else I think is dope on there.
I agree, Sebastian.
Man, that's a really good point.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah. I like the just being able to tap in, bam. And I think that's what's missing from school. There's no community. It's more of like I don't know. It's kind of more like structured, but I mean, it's all good. I mean, they have their good and their bads, but yeah, Discord, I like that. What Sebastian was saying about Discord.
Yeah, but I'll be wherever you choose, man.
Yeah, I'm down to anywhere you go.
No, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, but I just wanna get the feedback because I use it as a creator. I use it to, send stuff out and stuff like that. So I don't really get the same perspective, and my perspective is limited, man. I don't is limited to what I could see, and sometimes I need an alternative. You know what I mean? But man, I'm just so happy to be working with you guys again. So happy to just be in this and just moving forward and just getting ready to grow this and and just being with the same crew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we ain't stopped. We just switch rooms.
Thank you, Doc, for the opportunity, and I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Even stepping up to the plate to continue the education and keep it moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not easy. So hats off to you. I respect you as a man too. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a good brother. You're blessed. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, man.
Means a lot.
Oh man, thank you guys. This is all love. It's all love, and love always wins, and it's just dumb love all around, and that's all that matters, man. It's the relationships is more important than anything else, and I'm excited, man, just to see how you guys bought in, how you guys stuck through everything and just kept the ship going. That's man, that's priceless. Because not everybody buys in, not everybody shows up every single day, you know, to really grind this thing out. Let me end this recording because I'm just chopping it up at this point, but